I'm just amazed at the richness of the thinking and the discussions that we've had today, and also the acknowledgement that some of the things that I'm grappling with, and people that I work with every day are grappling with, are common to the things that you're all grappling with. So thank you for that. We have some commonality here.
I think for me, I am, as always, just so heartened and encouraged by the power of the collective. So none of us are alone. I know that coaching can be a lonely individual profession. And so look at the power of everybody coming together today, and how do we continue to keep the dialogue going, and how can we collectively support each other, because that's role modeling what we want for our teams as well. And look at the power of the collective and how we might be able to change things.
The immense interest, seeing so many people, it warms my heart to see that there's so many people interested. Looking at the poll, that most people think it's positive. And then I think for me to also hear some of the questions, and not critique, but some of the other side of what one should be aware of, to also maybe temper what I'm doing, so that it's not just all one-sided. Sometimes you go off on a tangent and not bring the community with you. And every time I present to coaches, I'm reminded of the human side of it and the concerns, and for me to take that into account as I move forward with my AI coaching adventure. So thank you for the reflection opportunity.
I really enjoyed all of the discussions, and really wish we had loads more time to go into them in much more detail, as well as kind of hearing about Eva's research and all the questions about that and all the things that's provoking. I think the thing that I'm going to really take away as a kind of learning point for me is around the kind of the level of fear, but also the level of opportunity around AI. And I had never ever thought about AI supervising coaching or vice versa as well. So that's something that I'm going to go away and think about. Thank you.
For me, it's actually this. It's so important to get together and discuss things. that's what sticks with me, which is very unspecific, but at the same time very telling. And there's always too little time to do all these extremely interesting and valuable and important things. And one of that is to sit down together and discuss research findings, is discuss our various perspectives, is consider what we, sit down together and decide what would be the next important research aspect. How could we better work together, theory, science, practitioners, because I have the feeling that the future of coaching is brightest when both qualitative and quantitative research work together. Quantitative research at this point is much more visible, much more heard of, much more discussed. It's important, but it takes everything. It takes qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods, and it takes triangulation, and it takes transdisciplinary research. Us sitting down together, practitioners, trainers, and researchers, and really think what's important next. And there's so many research questions that are unanswered at this point. So I'm overwhelmed, and at the same time happy that we had this wonderful opportunity today. And as I said, please get back to us, to Fiona and myself, and let's see.
It was smooth, and I really appreciate everyone else's presence. And one of the things I think that I developed as a skill is also observing the space and trying to read the field, the energetic field. And I also spotted that, people were leaning in, staying focused, sometimes frowning, trying to figure things out. That shows kind of an interest level. And that's what I was hoping for. And I hope that it created some, form of awareness, and it added some, value into your business and business positioning. And I really look forward to reconnecting with you on another day in this space and in another engagement. And I wish you well. Thank you.
That's the thing, the voices, the co-creation, and how important that is. And I would say, we represent members. And so members' voices and this co-creation and listening to the voices and the community coming up to shape, there's something about it's rounded, it's not top down being fed, it's a community co-created, is how I'm making sense. That's me. But Michelle, quickly for people, what would you like to add?
Well, just thank you. And maybe also thank you.
In order to get the whole picture, you need to know a little bit of everything. And I wanted people to get a general overview of what this is, what can be done, with more to come. But I hope you've gotten the idea that there are many different mindsets that everybody can work on, and that everybody can, and beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, growth is in the eyes of the beholder, and everybody has their own way of doing that.
What I'm taking away is just, I'm going to say, a reminder of just how complex and rewarding team coaching is, and your reflections and that just reminded me of that today. So thank you for that. And it's just a privilege to be in a room of colleagues.
Yeah, I would echo that and say I'm definitely going to save the chat because there was lots of things that I missed that I want to reflect on later. But I think what shines through to me is just the state of our profession. And, what will this conversation look like in 6 months, a year? What will we be talking about? Right now, it's kind of, what is it? How's it different? How's that maybe gonna shift as we go forward and have more of these conversations? So thank you so much for engaging with us. And Carrie, how about for you?
Yeah, I'll lean on from that shift, because I think hearing all of the awareness that we each have and what's showing up for us, really being a team coach, being a supervisor, being a team coach supervisor, it is personal development. It is about our journey. And if we're bringing this into the world, like, what will our world look like when we all, as human beings, as leaders, as coaches, supervisors, really work on our development of ourselves? There's lots of possibility there.
The greatest shock to me was that I've been saying about CPD for mature practitioners for 10 years, and I hadn't realized I'd been talking to myself. I'd been saying to myself, look, we need to talk with other people. And I think listening to all of the comments about how we can set ourselves up for danger, what is the difference to are we being led by being and doing? Are we, there's so many pieces that I'm going to reflect on after this and see what that resonates with me. Sorry, the sentence is not coming out well. There's a level of anxiety that keeps me going through the session, and towards the end I just lost it, because I just sent it back to Nicola, and now I'm a muddled sentence person, which is one of these tiles that I hope you don't see too often. Back to you, Nicola.